Hello viewers, my name is Wairimu. I work for PikaNaPower and I run the PikaNaPower program, which runs at Electricity House for free. On Tuesdays and Thursdays we have free cookery classes between 12:45 and 1:45. But because of the pandemic we have stopped the classes, but that hasn't stopped me from coming right into your living room. So today I'm happy to cook Ossobuco with you, and we're going to use an electrical appliance, which is an electric pressure cooker. The pressure cooker composes of three major parts. One is the actual insulated cook pot, which is having a hot plate inside there. It is well insulated. It's a bit heavy because it's very well insulated. Then we have the sufuria, which is where you cook in, and this goes in here. Then we have the lid, which is also a bit heavy because it is insulated. It has inside the rubber which seals the pressure. This rubber here, which can be removed while washing. Then at the top we have two very important features. We have the vent that removes the pressure, which is actually removable, but you put it when it's cooking. So it has the position of when it is closed and when it is open. That is in the closed position, and you open it here. Should you want to release your pressure in a hurry, maybe you want to have your meal right away, so you can be able to release the pressure manually. But when it is cooking, it is in the closed position. Here we have a pin, a red pin there. When it is up, it's when the cooker is cooking, so the pressure is up, and it means you cannot open. That is a safety valve. When it is in the collapsed position, you're able to open the pressure cooker freely. It is now safe to open. So you only open when it is in the collapsed position. When the pin is up, it is still under pressure and you should not be able to open, and you can't open it anyway, so don't try. Any extra water that is released from cooking, just as another safety feature. Here I have an energy meter, which I will plug in. This energy meter is calibrated to tell you exactly how much power you use. You can see everything is at 00 now, but we have already programmed it. So it will tell us how much time we will use to cook this food and how much electricity we are going to use. So this is the Msema Kweli, because I tell you, my electric pressure cooker is not expensive at all. With the pressure cooker, some of the features are the menu. Here we have white rice, brown rice, beans, multigrain. We also have the manual setting program. We have a delay timer. We have the keep warm, and here is the display where it will show what menu we are on and what time, the countdown of when we are cooking. So straight away we'll go into cooking and we'll set our menu. So always put in your pot first before you switch on to any menu and start drawing any power. So with Ossobuco, is basically just a very simple dish, but very tasty. And we will place in our Ossobuco. As I said, it can take up to 3 kgs of meat. It comes from the part of meat from the cow, the shin below the knee. It's cut into slices. You can see the way it is cut into slices. So I've already washed the meat and drained it a bit. So I'll place my Ossobuco in there. Inside the pot there is the maximum and minimum. Be sure not to exceed the maximum. When you are placing food in a hot pot, make sure you do not go beyond the maximum, so that there is enough room for your pressure cooker to build pressure and to be able to cook. And if something is expanding, especially for example like beans or rice, it will have enough room to expand and still have enough room for the steaming and the pressure capture to take place. So we are going to use simple ingredients. We are going to use bay leaves. Bay leaves are tenderized meat, and Ossobuco, being a part of the cow that walks a lot, it's a bit hard. So we'll use a bay leaf. Use one bay leaf. I put in 1 cup of sliced onions. I would like you to invest in cups, measuring cups. These are cups which come a set of them. They are there readily available in the market. We also come with a set of spoons, measuring spoons, so that you always use the same measurement for everything. If it's 1 cup, use the same cup. Don't use a mug to measure 1 cup of rice. Then the same recipe says a cup of peas. You use a teacup to do another cup. You will get your recipe wrong, especially when you're baking. So invest in measuring cups and spoons. So very simple. Everything is just a cup of onions, a cup of red hoho, yellow hoho. Mostly that is for the sight also, and also for the taste, because we always eat food first with the eyes. So make sure as you cook, your food looks already colorful and you can imagine it on the plate. We'll put in a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of salt. So this is my 1 teaspoon measuring spoon. And when we talk of teaspoon, we don't talk of heaped. You talk of recipes, talk of a level spoon. So we'll do 2 teaspoons of salt. And also, for those who like chili, I'll put in half a teaspoon of chili flakes. You can also put in 1 or 2 chilies, green chilies, fresh chilies, if you prefer. I'll put in a teaspoon of garlic. This is just minced garlic. So a teaspoon of minced garlic. And also a teaspoon of ginger. That is just to make your dish very flavorful. Now we require some water to cook this ossobuco. So I'll put in some water, which is already warm, and you put just enough to cover the meat. And also, depending on how much soup you require, if you want a lot of soup, then you can add to your choice, because your ossobuco has a very good soup because of the bone. That is my dish there, ready to cook. EPC, you must use either a wooden spoon or a silicone spatula so that you do not scratch your non-stick surface of the pot with this EPC. So you can, if you start scratching the edges, next time you try to make a cake, which we will make in due course, you will get your cake sticking to the edges. So once that is done, we are now going to seal our pot. There is an area where we are going to seal. This is where the lock pin will lock in. So we make sure we have sealed it correctly and the vent is closed. And we'll now select a manual setting, and we are going to set a time of 45 minutes to cook this ossobuco. As it blinks like that, it is giving you an option to change. Do you want 40 minutes? Do you want 45 minutes? For example, now I can change it to 40 minutes while it is still blinking. Once it stops blinking, it means it has locked the program. Therefore, you cannot change it unless you start all over again. So for now, we are going to leave it at 40. And once it does that, it shows that it has locked into that program and we are now ready to cook. So we are going to wait for the 40 minutes and be ready to taste our ossobuco. Ossobuco usually takes maybe about up to 2 hours to cook, but with my pressure cooker, it's going to take up to just 40 minutes. Get very nice, soft, falling off the bone ossobuco, and it will see the cost, how much it will cost us. I I know when you cook with makaa, you probably need a gorogoro or two, and a gorogoro is like 100 shillings right now. So you'll probably use two to cook this ossobuco, and that will cost you 200 shillings just for fuel. We will see and compare how much it will cost me on electricity with this electric pressure cooker. So for now, let us wait for it to cook, and while it's cooking, I'll show you some of the safety features that the EPC has. So as I said, it has a locking pin which prevents the lid from being opened when it is pressurized, when it is cooking. We also have the release valve, which I showed you, which automatically opens the pressure and releases the pressure on its own. However, as I said before, you can be able to open the vent if you want to open the vent and release the pressure. Maybe you're in a hurry, you want to have your meal, you can release the pressure on your own. Inside, what we do not see, there's a temperature sensor, there's another secondary pressure relief valve, meaning that if something goes wrong, at least there's a safety measure inside that will release the pressure, so nothing will burst like the old pressure cookers that used to keep on bursting. Then we have the thermal fuse that also cuts the power when the temperatures have exceeded, if there is a problem that will go on. We also have another pressure sensor on this other side, and also it is very well insulated. So the EPC is very, very, very safe, and I'm yet to see an accident. It has been extensively tested and proven to be very, very safe for use. I would recommend the EPC for your own home use. It cuts your fuel cost because you'll be using much less, and also you're able to do other things while it's doing its cooking. No need to stand over it like you would over a jiko. No need to keep checking whether the water has reduced when you're cooking with other fuels. This one, once you've put in your fuel, your food, and you've closed it, that's it. You can go and do your business. It will do the time countdown for you, and it will switch off when it has finished cooking. Actually, I could take a walk to the market right now to buy food for my next meal, because I know, I'm confident that once the cooking is finished, it will switch off and there's no danger of me leaving it plugged in. So we are waiting. While this is going on like this, the pressure is building. Over here we can see the pin is still in the collapsed position. It has not yet come up, meaning that the pot is still building pressure, and once it builds enough pressure, this pin will pop up and then the countdown will begin. So for now, we are building pressure. You can see that a little steam is being produced, which is not hot steam, but it is preparing now to lock in. So any little pressure, it is now building pressure. We can tell it's about to lock, and there it is. It has locked, the pin has come up, the pressure has stopped coming. So now we have locked into position and the earnest cooking has started. And even now here, the countdown will soon change so that we can start counting down the minutes. The countdown has started. We are now at 40 minutes, and it will count down until it reaches 0, and then automatically it will go into the warm program. If at all you're not ready to take your meal, it will go automatically into the keep warm mode. So there we are starting our 40 minutes countdown. Pressure cooker has gone into keep warm mode. That means at 0 hours, it has started keeping warm at 0 hours. And as it continues to keep warm, it will tell you 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, how long it has kept your food hot. So you'll know if you had gone away that your food stopped cooking 2 hours ago. So here it will show it has 2 hours and at keep warm mode. So now I want to draw your attention to the pin. Did you see it has dropped? The pin has dropped, meaning now it is safe. It is still at the closed vent. So we let it discharge the pressure on its own. But had I been in a hurry, I would have turned it to the vent where it shows here that you can release the pressure, and you can tell there's no pressure coming because it means already it has manually discharged the pressure. So now we are safe to open our pressure cooker. There is our Ossobuco looking already nice and colorful. Remember, we didn't put any oil because we wanted to be a healthy meal. As it is, we are sitting around a lot at home with this lockdown, so try to make healthy meals. So I'll now plate my food. Use the correct spoon that does not scratch the insides of the pot. The ossobuco, when you cook it, you should maintain the bone marrow in the center. So of course the pressure cooker is the best because you do not have to turn anything. The bone marrow stays intact. Then I'll put the soup in the center, which is nice, wholesome soup with all the nutrients. Nothing is lost in the pressure cooker. Very good bone soup to keep you warm. Chopped up dania. When you serve your food, ensure that your food is presentable. So use a clean paper towel or a serviette to clean up your plate. And there we are, our ossobuco. Oh, I could also do something in the middle there. I have this gadget which you can peel and it makes a design for you. It's like a giant sharpener. So with my giant sharpener, it cuts out for me just the way you sharpen, and we can have that in the middle. So if we look at our meter, we can see that we have been cooking from the time we plugged in and the building up of pressure and the actual cooking. It is 1 hour and 14 minutes, and we have used 0.349 kilowatts. So if we calculate, we can see 3.49 times 22 shillings, which is a unit, will come to 7 shillings and 678 cents. So definitely it is cheaper than using makaa. Go for the EPC. These electrical pressure cookers are available at Electricity House at the PikaNaPower Center for 8,000 shillings. Please like my page and follow.